Hey, Polo G, welcome to Grammy.com's Up Close and Personal. How you doing?
All good.
Right on, right on. Let's address the elephant in the room. It looks like you're at home, I'm at home. How have you been spending your quarantine time?
When quarantine and the whole corona and grab tissue and water, when it first kicked off, I spent a lot of time just quarantining and chilling at home. But ever since I ventured off to the stoop for the first time, I've been working nonstop.
Do you have a studio at your house where you work?
Yeah, I got a studio that I set up at the crib, but I really rarely work out of here. I grew to find out that I like to be in an actual studio setting rather than being at home.
So you came into the rap game swinging. Your 2019 debut album, Die a Legend, topped the rap charts. Your new album, The GOAT, which you dropped in May, it hit gold status already. It features the platinum single, Go Stupid. What does success mean to you, and how do you measure success?
I don't know success. What it means to me is like what my own goals are, like what my internal goals are, setting those for myself, like long-term goals for real, and something, you feel me, that I'm reaching pretty high for, and I accomplish step by step, you know. And that's the only way that I can really gauge success.
Your new album, The GOAT, dropped in May. Of course, in internet talk, GOAT means greatest of all time. In your eyes, who's the greatest of all time in rap music?
To me, arguably Tupac, just considering that he was before his time and he is the inspiration to a lot of great minds today. And then I can say another person like Lil Wayne, just because of the long run that he had and being the best of the best for a long time, and just the influence that he had on a lot of great minds today. So those are my two goats.
Who are some of the artists you grew up listening to?
I grew up listening to, like I said, Lil Wayne. I grew up listening to a lot of Gucci Mane. I grew up listening to a lot of Meek Mill, Rap Battle URL, and Chicago artists. I listen to the City Heavy.
Let's talk about Chicago, because you're from Chicago. Chicago has always been a breeding ground for rap talent. Chicago has given us Kanye West, Common, No ID. It's also given us the next wave of rappers, Chief Keef, Famous Dex, Cupcake, the late Juice WRLD, and yourself. What's the secret sauce in Chicago that it produces so much hip hop talent?
The mild sauce. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I believe it's just being, you feel me, everything that go on in a city like Chicago. Like it's just a lot of real stuff that go on in the city. So that'll reflect with whatever artist that's really coming out of the city. It's gonna reflect in their music. So I just feel like it's just that upbringing in the tough city of Chicago. You feel me? Just the things that you will witness is what help you be able to tell your story.
When you were coming up as a rapper, did Chicago have an influence or an impact on your music or your lyrics?
Definitely, it still does today. You feel me? I try to be more broad in the story that I'm telling, because I know even if you from Boston or wherever you may be from, we all going through the same things, but I'm still telling it from a perspective of where I'm from. So I keep that in mind most times when I'm telling a story in my music, or I'm just, feel me, really just giving you an explanation on how I feel.
Who are some up and coming Chicago rappers we should know about?
The DCG brothers have been doing pretty good. Lil Romo out of Chicago is a up and coming rapper. Big K Beezy out of Chicago. There's a few, you feel me, artists from Chicago, SBG Chemo and the Heavy Steppers, and K Millie, Pronto Spaz out. It's a lot of rappers that are, you feel me, on the come up in the city.
Your new album, The GOAT, features some very impressive super producers in the rap game. You got Hit Boy, Mike Will Made It, and Mustard. When you're writing your music, how do you go about selecting producers who will create the sound along to your words?
Honestly, I like throughout my first project, Die Legend, I just kept it at home. So all the producers from my first project was really from Chicago, and our producers that I had came into the game with. So I wasn't really hip to like all the biggest producers in the game because I had just like really got indulged in music around that time. So when it came to my newer project, I just wanted to tap in with everybody that, feel me, had really made a name and was solidified in the music industry. So I was just seeking for everybody who had big names and just wanted to tap in with them to see if they can pull a new sound out of me.
Your new album also features a lot of guest features, including NLE Choppa, Juice WRLD, and Lil Baby. How do you go about selecting your guests on the album?
It's really just something that happened organically. Or if I get a song and I know this vibe would be for this person and this vibe would be for that person, then that's really just how that goes. I know somebody like Lil Baby was somebody who just tapped in for me and knew I had a project on the way and was like, man, send me something for your album. Feel me? So it all happens organically. Feel me? Juice WRLD surprised me with the feature that he jumped on. So it was just all you feel me, organic thing that just all came together.
In August, you were announced as part of the 2020 XXL Freshman Class, which is the big honor for emerging rappers like yourself. What did that honor mean to you?
It was something that I always dreamt of as a kid, or when I was just really growing to be fond of music and what goes on in the music industry, and seeing so many artists from Chicago, like Chance the Rapper, Tink, Lil Durk, G Herbo, Lil Bibby. So seeing them all be a part of that, that just made me feel like I had to be a part of it when I started to play with the whole music thing. So that was always like a dream of mine since I knew I wanted to rap.
So talking about your childhood growing up and looking up to things like the XXL Freshman Class, when did you know you wanted to be a rapper?
I knew I wanted to be a rapper when I believe it was really since my first studio session, honestly. I went to the studio for the first time when I was 17. And the experience I had, I felt like I had the time of my life. Like it was just the best experience I had ever had. So ever since then, I just knew I really wanted to rap. Like I just kept at it, and then I just got even more serious about it the following years.
Was there a moment when you realized that you made it, that you broke through, and this would be your life as a rapper?
I honestly wouldn't. I honestly say it set in ever since that. After I signed the deal and they had blocked out studio for me for like a week, I'm like, oh, this is serious now. Because I wasn't so used to going to the studio so consistently, or just like back then I was working on my own budget. Like I didn't really have no management, so I'm just only going to the studio when I got something. So when they blocking out studio for me for like this day, I'm like, oh shit, I really got to do this now.
Your name, Polo G, is inspired by two fashion brands and giants, Polo by Ralph Lauren and Gucci. Does fashion have an influence or an impact on your music and your creativity?
Definitely. I feel like fashion is just a big part of music in general. Everybody wanna, you feel me, could be dressed in a way where they comfortable, or dressed in a way that reflect they, feel me, they vibe or personality in a way. And you will hear a lot of lines being dropped in a song about what a person rocking, what a person wearing. So I feel like that's definitely a big part of just music in general.
Do you have any ambitions to step into the fashion world yourself as a designer or as a brand? Can we expect Polo G polo shirts in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I've been tapping in with, actually just recently I have a designer, a clothes designer here the other day, so we can get some designs going. So I'm definitely trying to start my own clothing line.
For fans who've been rocking with you since day one, what would you say is the difference between what you did on Die a Legend and what you did on The GOAT?
I feel like Die Legend was the world getting to know me, and I was just keeping it real. Like, as far as what my upbringing was, the things that I witnessed, what it was like coming up in my neighborhood, telling the stories of the people who ain't here to tell their stories no more, which is why I named it Die Legend. But in my second project, in The GOAT, like the difference was definitely the production and definitely like the music being more versatile. I feel like I just leveled up as far as like how many people that I wanted to touch or reach out to with my second project.
When people finish listening to The GOAT, what do you want them to understand about you as an artist or as a person? Or what do you want them to take away from the experience?
Just that Polo G is a dope artist, dope young artist who definitely here to stay, definitely got some longevity, and definitely should be considered one of the top newer artists in the game.
Polo G on the way to becoming a GOAT himself.
Definitely.
What's up, y'all? This is B.O.B.
This is G-Eazy.
I'm Mo. This is Julia Michaels.
This is Logic. Make sure you subscribe to the Recording Academy channel. Flex.